Something big is coming, and you need to listen. I call you now to deep reflection. A time of change is coming, and what is about to happen can affect your health, your life, and your faith. It is not to scare you, but to prepare you. The tests can be hard, the challenges may be heavy, and even death could be approaching like a shadow you don't see but feel in spirit. But there is something you need to know. I am God, and absolutely nothing happens without my permission. I am the Lord who protects, who heals, who supports. But I am also the Lord who demands trust and faith, especially in times of tribulation. You are not alone. I am here, and I will support you. Stay until the end and listen to every last detail, because what you are about to discover can change everything in your life, your health, your future. Everything is in my hands. But now, you need to take a step of faith. Comment: I do not give up because God is with me. Subscribe now and leave a life if you trust in the power of God to protect you. Do not miss this opportunity to be spiritually strengthened for what is to come. There will be times when the tests will seem unbearable and tears will run down your face as if there were no end. In those moments, I want you to remember I am by your side. You are never alone. Difficulties may surround you like turbulent waves, but they will not drown you because I am your refuge. Right? I trust in God above. I want to alert you about something important. There is someone around you who seems friendly, but their intentions are not pure. That person absorbs your energy, brings weight to your spirit, and tries to divert your attention from the purpose I have for you. Recognize the signs. Pray and ask for discernment, because I will give you wisdom to understand who should stay by your side and who you need to let go. Comment: God gives me strength to discern who I should let go. This week may bring challenges that will test your faith and patience. You could face losses, and maybe the weight of nostalgia hits your chest hard. But I want you to know that everything has a greater purpose. Every tear you shed will transform into a harvest of joy in due time. Trust me, because nothing you face is beyond my control. Right. God takes care of everything for me. There is something I need you to understand. The world is filled with evil and a lack of compassion. Many around you wear masks, trying to hide selfish and deceitful intentions. But I call upon you to be light in this gloomy environment. Do not be contaminated by darkness. Take care of your heart and keep your ways in constant prayer. Comment: God protects me against all evil. I want you to also be attentive to your own thoughts. Many times it is within you where the greatest battles are fought. Discouragement, fear, and doubt are weapons that the enemy uses to weaken you, but I strengthen you. My word is like a shield that protects you and a sword that gives you strength to fight. When you feel weak, remember that I am the God who renews your strength and makes you walk again. Right? With God, I have strength to win. Now I want to talk to you about forgiveness. Maybe you have carried resentments in your heart for a long time, letting them take deep roots, but those roots do not bring life, only pain. I call you to tear them out and leave the soil of your heart clean so that peace may flourish. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of courage and liberation. Comment: God helps me to forgive and to be forgiven. Be careful with temptations. They can come in a subtle way, disguised as something good, but they are traps that can take you away from me. Ask for wisdom to recognize these traps. When you feel tempted, remember that I always give you an exit. You are never trapped or without options because my grace is upon you. Right. God gives me strength to resist temptations. I know you have dreams, and I want you to know that I know them well. However, there are times when I must teach you to wait. Not everything happens in your time, but that does not mean that I have forgotten you. I am preparing something bigger than you can imagine. Trust in me because the plans I have for you are of prosperity, peace, and a future full of hope. Comment: I trust in God's plans for my life. Today, I also want to talk about your family. Perhaps there are conflicts that are bringing sadness and division. I want you to be an instrument of peace. Pray for them, speak with love, and trust that I can restore what seems lost. The union of a family that seeks me is a fortress against any attack from the enemy. Right. God bless and protect my family. The last few days have been challenging, full of doubts and trials that seem to want to steal your peace. But I am the God who created you, who knows you deeply, and who will never abandon you. Right? I trust in the strength of my God. This statement has power because when you confess your trust in me, the forces of evil lose control and you are strengthened in spirit. Today, I want to alert you about the influences around you. There are people who approach you with apparent good intentions, but whose hearts are full of envy and bad intentions. These people, although disguised with sweet words, are absorbing your energy and contaminating your soul. I ask you to move away from them because your walk with me requires purity of heart and spiritual protection. I am the one who watches over your life, who sends angels to protect you from invisible dangers. There are situations that you still do not understand, but I see what is to come. Do not ignore the signs that I put before you. That feeling of alert in your heart, that strange dream that seems to bring a message, or even the word of a faithful friend who wishes you well. Those are my divine touches, so that you remain firm and avoid paths of destruction. Right. I accept the care of God in my life. When you do this, you open space for me to intervene in an even more powerful way in your life. I also want you to know that you are not alone on this path. Even when everything seems dark, I am by your side. When you cry, I collect every tear. When you pray, I listen to every word. And when you think you have no strength to continue, I am the one who takes you. Now pay attention. Soon, you will face important decisions. It may be something related to your family, your work, or even your relationships. The enemy will try to confuse you, making you choose the wrong path. That's why I tell you, seek my wisdom before acting. Pray and ask for discernment. I will give you clarity to see beyond appearances and make decisions that bring peace to your heart. Right. God, guide my steps. This simple action is like opening the windows of your soul, so that my light enters and illuminates everything around you. Beloved, I want to remind you of something essential: forgiveness. I know that you were hurt by people who should have protected you. I know that there are wounds in your heart that seem impossible to overcome. But I invite you today to put those burdens in my hands. When you forgive, not only do you free the other person, you free yourself. Do not let the chains of the past bind you and prevent you from living the glorious future that I have prepared for you. I know that sometimes you feel small, incapable of facing the challenges that lie ahead. But I want you to remember that my strength is perfect in your weakness. When you can't take it anymore, I can. When you don't know what to do, I am the God who does the impossible. Right. My God strengthens me. These words are like seeds of faith that create and transform your reality. In the coming days, I want you to be especially attentive. A blessing is coming into your life, but the enemy will try to distract you by sowing doubts in your heart. Do not be fooled. Trust in me and stay strong. Remember that every step you take in faith is a victory against the forces of darkness. When you choose to love, although it may be difficult, you win. When you choose to pray, even if it seems like nothing is happening, you win. When you choose to trust in me, even if you don't understand, you win. Beloved, there is something very important that I want to share with you now. Many times, what seems like a delay in your life is not a punishment, but my care. I see what you have not yet seen. You can see, and in many moments I need to slow down your pace to protect you or prepare you. Do not be distressed when the answers take time, because I work in the perfect time, and my will is always good, pleasant, and perfect for your life. Right. Rest in God's time. Throughout the coming days, I want you to reflect on something that takes up more space in your heart. There are dreams, worries, or even people who are taking you away from me. Remember that my love for you is unconditional, but your heart can only be fully at peace when I am the center of it. Do not allow passing things to take the place of the eternal. I want to be your counselor in moments of doubt, your strength in moments of weakness, and your peace in the midst of storms. But for that, I need you to trust me completely, not with a timid faith, but with a total surrender. Right? I surrender everything to God. These statements strengthen your soul and allow me to act even more deeply in your life. I also want to talk about something that perhaps you have kept silent, that fear that you try to hide, even from yourself. I know your deepest anguish, and I tell you that there is nothing you should fear. I am the God who calms the storms, who defeats giants, and who opens seas. What can intimidate you when I'm with you? Son, trust in me not only on the good days, but especially on the difficult days when the wind blows hard and the waves seem to swallow you. Remember that I am your refuge. Run towards me, and I will be your strength, your security. Right. God is my refuge. These words have the power to silence the lies of the enemy and bring peace to your spirit. Now, I want you to think about your family, the most important people to you. I want you to pray for them, even for those with whom you have had disagreements or distances. Prayer is a powerful bridge that restores ties, heals hearts, and brings my presence to homes. Do not underestimate the power of a sincere prayer. Comment: God bless my home and my family. These actions show how much you value what I have confided to you. Lastly, I want to remind you that I am a God of new beginnings. No matter how many times you have failed, I will always be here with open arms, ready to receive you and help you start over. Do not look back with regret. Look to the future with hope. I have plans for you, plans of prosperity, peace, and a future full of purpose. Right? My future is in the hands of God. I see every tear you've shed, every battle you've faced in silence, and every time you felt like no one understood you. Know that I'm here by your side, even when everything seems dark and heavy. I want to remind you of an eternal truth. You are not alone. I am the one who guides your steps, who whispers hope in your ears, and who holds your hand firmly when the ground seems to crumble. Right. I trust in God. He is with me. Son, daughter, many times you feel that you carry more weight than you can bear. Life seems full of challenges, injustices, and people who disappoint you. But I want to tell you something. I know your limits, and I would never allow something beyond your strength to affect you without also giving you the strength to overcome it. When you feel like you can't take it anymore, that's when I take you in my arms. Remember, the closer you get to God, the more you will reflect His light, and the world will see that light without you having to shout for it. Pride is a trap that will keep you away from the most precious thing, the connection with the divine peace in the heart. God calls you to humility, not to lower yourself, but to elevate you. In humility, you find true strength, true confidence, and above all, true freedom. It is no longer necessary to prove anything to anyone because you are already everything that God planned for you. And at this moment, God wants you to know that everything you are living has a purpose. Every struggle, every challenge, every moment of uncertainty is not in vain. You are being molded, preparing you for something great. And when you overcome this stage, you will be stronger, wiser, and closer to Him. Comment: I believe that God is preparing me for something incredible. I believe that God has a great purpose for my life, and nothing can divert me from it. Now I want you to stop for a moment and think about what really matters to you. What makes you feel alive? What gives you peace? If you have not yet found those answers, don't worry. God is patient and will guide you. Maybe you need time to understand His plan, and that's okay. The path with God is gradual, a process that requires trust. And once again, I tell you, don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes the greatest act of courage is recognizing our limitations and opening our hearts to receive support. You don't need to do it all alone. God is at your side, and the angels are here to help you. Do not isolate yourself. Do not distance yourself from the love that surrounds you. Do not be ashamed of your vulnerability, because it is through it that you find unexpected strength and depths of faith. You who are now reading these words, remember that God has not abandoned you. He has not left you behind. No matter how difficult the road seems, He is with you. You do not have to walk alone. There is strength in asking for help. There is strength in recognizing your need for God and the people He has placed on your way. Right now, with an open heart, I trust that God is with me, guiding me and protecting me from all evil. Dear son, I know that life many times takes you to places of uncertainty and pain, where fear tries to take control and anxiety keeps you away from peace. I know that sometimes the burden seems unbearable, and the darkness that surrounds you leaves you without hope. But today, I tell you, do not fear, because I am with you. My light will never fail to guide you. You are not alone, and this is a truth that must live deeply in you. God's angels are around you, offering you protection, wisdom, and comfort. At every moment, they are invisible but always present, guardians who help you keep the flame of hope alive. Even in the strongest storms, when you feel like you are about to fall, remember that I am by your side, and nothing can prevail against the power of my love. You have been a warrior on your path, facing challenges, overcoming obstacles, and still keeping your faith alive. I see you, my son, and I admire the strength you have shown. But remember that as I have taught you, it is not in your own efforts that you will find true strength. Your power comes from me. I am your rock, your refuge. Always remember that you do not need to fight alone. When you surrender to me, I am at your side, getting stronger with every step you take. Compassion and kindness, dear son, are powerful weapons against negative forces that try to invade your heart. Each act of kindness is like an invisible shield that protects you from the traps of evil. Sometimes the world around you seems cruel, full of falsehood and pain. People can hurt you. Life can be hard. But I tell you, do not let that change you. Keep your heart pure. Keep your light shining. When you act with compassion, even when the world is blind to the suffering of others, you reflect my goodness and my peace. Right with faith. I choose to be a source of light and goodness even when the world seems dark. I see that you have strived to do good, and I am with you in every act of generosity, every smile, every word of consolation, every gesture of affection. They are more significant than you can imagine. They are seeds of light that you plant in the hearts of others, and those seeds, when they bloom, will bring you fruits of peace and love. Comment. I believe that every act of kindness has a profound impact, and I am a channel of His light and peace. It is important that you know that evil tries to infiltrate in various ways. The enemy works silently, often disguised as good intentions. That is why it is essential that you be attentive, my child, and know how to discern the intentions of the people who cross your path. Many times, evil disguises itself as goodness to deceive, but I give you discernment so that you can see beyond appearances. The truth is always revealed, and you will be able to see the signs that others cannot perceive. I have taught you, and I teach you again. Do not believe in empty words, but in the actions that truly reflect the hearts of people. The world is full of masks, and the true character of each one is revealed not in words, but in the way they act. True empathy never seeks self-benefit, but the well-being of others, without any interest. Be careful of those who approach you just to get something, because love and true friendship are built over time with actions that demonstrate loyalty and commitment. Right. I trust my discernment, and I will not allow the masks of the world to deceive me. Please, never forget that a true friend is revealed in adversity. In easy times, many people come to you out of interest, but true friends are those who are willing to walk with you through pain and joy. Don't give up. What you're facing now is temporary. I am eternal, and my plans for you go beyond the difficulties. From this moment, I want you to understand something important. The storms you face are not there to destroy you. They are tools that I use to mold you, strengthen you, and prepare you for something much greater. Just as gold is refined in the fire, I allow you to go through trials so that your spirit shines even more. But my child, there is something I want to warn you about. Be careful with the thoughts and feelings that you feed in your heart. Envy, resentment, doubt, all of that can become a weight that prevents you from moving forward. Free yourself from those things and give them to me. Forgiveness and love are keys that open doors to freedom. Do not allow the wounds of the past to imprison you. I call you to a future of peace, joy, and abundance. Comment: I release my heart to God. I know that sometimes you look at the world and feel small, incapable of making a difference. But I want you to know that every small good deed, every sincere prayer, every gesture of love has a much greater impact than you imagine. I see everything, and no good deed goes unnoticed. What you do with love, even if no one recognizes it, is precious to me. My child, the angels are around you, protecting you and guiding you. But you must also do your part. Do not get involved with things that drain your energy and bear no fruit. Be wise in choosing where to invest your time, your strength, and your heart. Not everything that seems good is for you, so ask for discernment. I will give you clarity to see where it is really worth fighting and where it is time to let go. Right, Lord, guide my steps. Sometimes, my child, the greatest value is in letting go. Leave behind what didn't work, what has already happened. It's not easy, I know, but I want to take you to new places, to experiences that will renew your soul and bring joy to your heart. Trust in me. What I have for you is infinitely greater than what you have lost. Do not look back with nostalgia for what was already. Look forward with faith and expectation for what is to come. The past does not define who you are. I am the one who makes you new every day. And yes, I have a future full of hope and purpose for you. Comment: I received the news from God. My child, also remember to protect your heart from negative influences. Not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Do not open the doors of your life to anyone. Look for relationships that bring you closer to me, that inspire you, and I will give you discernment to know who should walk by your side. If you have been hurt, betrayed, or disappointed, know that I am the God who heals and restores. Do not allow the wounds of the past to harden your heart. Give me everything, and I will give you a new beginning. Right, Lord, I trust in your care. My child, among so many other voices in the world, I want you to listen to mine. My voice is soft but firm. It guides, comforts, and encourages. Do not be confused by fallacies, by lies disguised as advice. The truth is in me, and I am the one who lights your way. Right, I choose to listen to the voice of God. My child, you know that many times it goes unnoticed that I not only look at what you do, but also why you do it. Every decision, every word, every silence, all of that reveals what really lives in your heart. I don't want you to only do good, but to feel genuine joy in doing it. In that space of sincerity, my light shines brighter in you. Right. My heart belongs to God, and His intentions are mine. Let me tell you something important. Sometimes you worry so much about appearing strong that you forget that it is in vulnerability where I transform you. You don't have to carry the world alone. I see your internal struggles, the moments when you want to give up but decide to keep going because you think I'm not there. Yes, I'm here. I've always been here. But now I want you to start to feel it, not just believe it. I'm going to ask you for something. Give me that thought that's consuming you. You know what it is. That thing that wakes you up in the middle of the night, that makes your heart beat faster, that brings doubt and tiredness. I can transform that into something good, but for that, you need to let it go. Don't be afraid to let go. My child, listen well. You tend to look to the past and ask yourself, what if? Don't do it. What was is already in my hands, but what is in yours. Do you understand the power of this? I gave it to you today. Every morning that you open your eyes is a gift, a new opportunity to rewrite your story. Right. Today is the day that God gave me to overcome. Now, I need to talk to you about something serious. Stop listening to so many voices. Not all of them come from me. The world will try to confuse you, convince you that you need to mold yourself to fit in. But my child, you were made to be light, not shadow. You were created to bring color where everything is gray, to be hope where there's desperation. And you know how you do it? By being who you are. No masks, no fear. Let me remind you of something. I didn't call the perfect ones. I chose the unlikely ones, the forgotten ones, the ones who thought they'd never be enough. Why? Because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. So instead of fighting to be who the world expects, fight to be who I created you to be. For now, take a deep breath. You felt it? That is life flowing within you, the gift I gave you. So don't let anyone steal your peace. When the winds are strong, when everything seems to fall apart, remember, I am the rock on which you are safe. Right, God is my unbreakable fortress. I want to tell you a secret. The challenges you face are not punishments, but tools. Every tear, every struggle, every closed door is shaping you. I am not punishing you. I am preparing you. Trust the process. Do you remember the story of Joseph? His brothers sold him, they betrayed him, they forgot him, but in all of that, I was working. Joseph not only survived, but he also prospered. And it was in the midst of suffering that I fulfilled his purpose. The same happens to you. Don't give up. Don't stop on the way. I know what I'm doing. My child, I want you to know that the greatest miracle I do is not turning water into wine or moving mountains. The greatest miracle is me transforming your heart day after day. That is eternal. That is what really matters. Comment. I trust that God is transforming my heart every day. Now let me ask you a question. Have you already given thanks today? Not for what you wish or expect, but for what you already have. Gratitude opens doors you don't even imagine. When you are grateful, you recognize that I am in control, and that changes everything. My child, I am not asking you for perfection, but for presence. I want you to be with me, to invite me to every moment, whether in joy or in pain. I am not only the God of great miracles, I am the God of small victories, of the details, of the sighs that no one else sees. And one more thing. Remember that you don't need to understand everything to trust me. Sometimes the road will be dark, but I will be your light. Sometimes you won't see a way out, but I am the door. Sometimes you will be tired, but I will be your rest. Right. Even if I don't understand, I trust in my God. My child, you know what's the most incredible thing? The love I have for you doesn't depend on your achievements, your successes, or your ability to be perfect. I love you because you are mine, and that will never change. Even if the world rejects you, I chose you. Even if people abandon you, I remain. Do you understand what this means? It means you are never alone. When you feel like no one understands you, I understand you. When you think no one cares, I care for you. And when all seems lost, I am the one who makes a path where there is no path. Right. The love of God holds me up and transforms me. But my child, let me ask you something. Why do you carry so much weight that I never asked you to carry? You have tried to solve it all by yourself, thinking that you need to have all the answers, all the solutions. But listen well. The burden I give you is light, and my yoke is soft. You don't need to be strong all the time. You just need to trust. Remember when Peter walked on water? He started with faith, but the moment he looked at the wind and the waves, he started to sink. And still, I was there, reaching out my hand. Do you realize? I don't hope that you never hesitate. I hope you always call me when that happens. My child, hand this over to me. Let me take care of what worries you because I can see what you can't see. I'm working even when you don't realize it. Your part is to trust, rest in me, and follow the path I'm showing you. Right. I give my burdens to the Lord and rest in His peace. Listen well. The battle you face is not only physical or emotional, it is spiritual. So do not fight with your own strength. Use the weapons I have given you: prayer, faith, my word. These are the tools that will make you win. And when the enemy tries to convince you that you are weak, remember this: I have put within you a spirit of courage, of strength, of love. You were not created to go back, but to move forward. And even when you feel small, remember that I am the giant who fights for you. My child, I want to give you a clear direction now. Focus on what is eternal. What you see around you is temporary. The worries, the pains, even the joys of this world are temporary. But what I have for you is eternal. So do not invest your energy in things that cannot give you life. Look first for my kingdom, and all other things will be added. Right. I choose to seek the eternal and trust in God's plan. And one more thing. Stop comparing yourself. Each person has a unique path, a specific purpose that I designed with love. Do not look to the sides thinking that the other has more or is further ahead. What I have for you is yours, and no one can take it away. My child, trust in the right time. There are things that you have asked for that have not yet happened, not because I have not listened to you, but because I am preparing something bigger. Sometimes silence is my way of working on you and around you. Do not despair. Wait on me. You know that dream that you almost gave up on? I tell you now, do not abandon what I planted in your heart. It may seem like it is taking time, but I am the God who keeps promises. My word does not return empty. What I said, I will do. Right. I trust in God's time and promises. Finally, my child, I want you to know this. Every tear you shed, I saw. Every prayer you made in silence, I heard. And every battle you won, even when you thought you had no strength, I fought with you. I am writing a beautiful story for your life, and even if now you only see part of the picture, remember that in the end, everything will make sense. My grace is enough for you, my strength is enough for you, and my love never fails. Comment. God is writing my story with perfection. My child, keep this truth in your heart. I am your God, your refuge, and your strength. On good days, I celebrate with you. In the difficult days, I carry you. Never forget that you are loved, protected, and called for an eternal purpose. Keep walking, even if the road seems uncertain. I am ahead of you, opening doors that no one can close. And when you feel tired, remember, in me you will find rest and renewal. Right. I walk with God without fear of the future. Now go in peace, trust in me, and live with the certainty that I am the God who keeps you, sustains you, and fulfills everything I promised. I am with you today and for all eternity. Let us pray together. Lord my God, today I stand before you with a heart full of gratitude. Thank you for your constant presence in my life, for guiding me even when the paths seem dark, and for reminding me that I am never alone. Strengthen my faith to trust in you in all circumstances, and give me wisdom to discern your will in every decision I must make. Lord, may I never stray from your love and your protection, and may my heart remain firm in your promises. Help me walk with courage and humility, knowing that in you I find strength to face any challenge. Renew my hope, fill my spirit with peace, and bless my family with health, unity, and joy. I give you my fears, my plans, and my future, believing that you are in control of everything. Thank you for loving me so much and for being the God who transforms, cares, and restores. In the name of Jesus, I pray, Amen.